Ah, my glasses. But let's see where this flow takes us. It's probably going to be a little bit stronger than it normally is. And we'll just make some time for Shavasana at the end. We'll do some allowing the energy to flow. So, good morning and welcome to my Costa Rican yard. You probably will hear maybe dogs barking, chickens, and cars going by. But this is life, and we continue to practice regardless. So, have a beautiful practice. You're going to start standing here, just allowing your feet to be hip width apart. It's about 2 fists between the feet. And you might feel a little wobbly at first, like I just was, just allowing to feel all 4 corners of both feet into the earth. Micro bend in the knees, hands open, heart open, crown of the head to the sky. Feeling the warmth of the sun today. Even if there isn't sun where you are, just imagining the light warming up the body. Because we always have the light within. Just connecting to your breath. Feeling the movement of the inhales and the exhales. And just with that small intention, realizing that that just naturally begins to slow down the inhales and the exhales. And closing your eyes to come within just allows us to be less distracted by the external visuals. Maybe rocking a little bit back and forth on the feet to find that foundation, that base of support today for your practice. And taking 5 long, slow, deep breaths at your own time, at your own pace. If you can, inhaling through the nose, filtering it with the nose hairs. Maybe the belly gets nice and full at the end of the inhale. And the exhale, slowly releasing that breath out the mouth or the nose. Making sure to release any excess air that we're holding on to. So that in your next inhale, you have more space, more openness for prana, clean life force energy to flow through the body, mind, and spirit. And allowing those long, slow, deep breaths to guide you through your practice today. When we stay connected to the breath, we can better quiet down, release the thoughts, always racing through the mind. Just listening to the sounds of the inhales and the exhales can help with that. If that feels difficult and it feels better to count the seconds of the inhales and exhales, feel free to do that as well. Another meditative tool. I think one of my chickens just laid an egg, singing us a beautiful song. We can't always have perfect conditions, quiet conditions for our meditation, our yoga, but that is the goal, to find the peace amongst the chaos. Regulating ourselves and slowing down here before we start. We'll guide ourselves. The light flow here to start our practice today. The hands are beside you or on the heart and the belly. You can now bring the hands to prayer, or even if it feels better, for somaste, like a hug to the body. for a full inhale and exhale. Have a beautiful practice. Inhale, we're going to reach the arms up overhead, maybe even looking up towards the sky if that feels good. And on the exhale, coming down, standing forward. Fold. Just for a moment as it's just a warm-up. Inhale, hands on the shins, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms up overhead. Hands to prayer. And exhale, bringing them back to heart center. Feeling that warmth, that nourishment, even just during those slight movements, starting our warm-up for today. Again, inhale, reaching up overhead, looking up towards the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, walk our hands into our first downward dog. We're not going to hold the dog here too long. We're just going to walk it out. Pressing one heel towards the earth and the other. Fingertips are wide. Pads pressed into the earth. Weight evenly distributed. Chest towards the thighs. And we're just reaching those heels one at a time towards the earth. And then pressing both heels towards the earth, letting that head hang heavy. Then we're going to inhale, lift the right leg, and exhale, swing it through between the hands. You can drop that back knee for our first round, top the foot onto the mat. We're going to inhale, open up that heart, find space in the chest, back of the neck is strong. And exhale, bring the hands back to the earth. Left toes into the mat, left knee is lifted, and then right foot back to meet the left. Take one breath. Then inhale, lift the left leg to the sky, and exhale, swing it through between the hands. Right knee, right top of the foot onto the mat. You can stay right here, or inhale. Feeling a little balance here, opening up the heart. Exhale, flow those hands back to the earth. Curling the right toes under, lifting the right knee, and left foot back to meet the right. Downward dog. Inhale, we're going to come forward into plank. First plank can be on the knees, tops of the feet onto the earth. It's also an option that all the planks and all the lunges we keep onto the knees. Inhale. On the exhale, we're slowly going to keep those elbows close to the body and just bring ourselves down towards the earth with the release of breath. Those chickens are singing. Pressing the tops of the feet onto the earth, looking down towards the mat or the floor. Inhale, looking up, slightly center, feeling those muscles in the mid and lower back activated. And exhale, curl the toes under, press yourself back up into downward facing dog. Take one breath. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, hop or walk your way back into standing forward fold. Inhale, press the hands onto the shins, flat back, crown of the head to the front of the room. Exhale, fold. Inhale, exaggerate that bend in the knees, reach those arms back overhead, up to the sky. Widen those feet. And exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a breath here, even releasing the arms, bringing them out beside you. Feeling the energy, the warmth that that's created. Always taking time for stillness, reconnecting to our breath. And we'll do another round of that. I'm going to walk a little bit further on the back of my mat, bringing my hands back to prayer or Somaste. Inhale, exhale here. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, look up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hip, coming down, standing forward fold. Inhale, hands onto the shins, flat back. Exhale, walking yourself into downward dog. This time not walking it, just holding here for a breath, pressing the heels towards the earth. Inhale, right leg is lifted. Exhale, swing it through between the hands. Back leg can be lifted or knee onto the earth. If you feel strong and stable, inhale, open the heart. Exhale, hands back to the earth. Right foot back to meet the left. Downward dog. Inhale, left leg is lifted. Exhale, swing it through between the hands. Again, that back knee can be on the earth if you need that extra support today, or you can be lifted for a bit of an extra balance challenge. If it feels good here, inhale, open up. Exhale, hands back to the earth. Left foot back to meet the right. Take a breath. Inhale, come forward into plank. Knees can be lifted or still onto the earth. And exhale slowly down towards the earth. You can hover or inhale, tops of the feet onto the mat. Exhale, lifting the chest up, looking forward. We're not using the support of the hands, allowing those back muscles to be activated. And then curling those toes under, pressing the hands back into the earth and guiding yourself into downward facing dog. Take one breath. Inhale, heels are lifted. Exhale, hop or walk back into standing forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shin, flat back. Spine is long. Exhale, melt. Inhale, bend the knees, arms up overhead, hands to prayer. And exhale to heart center. Widening those feet. Creating a larger base of support. Keeping the hands to prayer. Or the arms out beside you. Taking 2 or 3 relaxing breaths. Sighing if you need to, or exaggerating that release. Just getting out any excess tension or stress we might be holding on to. And then if your hands aren't already in prayer, bringing them back there for our next round. Again, I'm going to step back a little bit. Bringing those feet a little bit closer together. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, bend the knees, arms up overhead to the sky. You can look forward or up towards them, and exhale, hinge at the hip. Standing forward fold. Inhale, hands onto the shins, flat back, crown of the head forward. And exhale, walk yourself into downward dog. Take a breath. Inhale, right leg is lifted. Exhale, swing it through, root it between the hands. Back leg where it feels comfortable for you. When you feel that stability, if it feels good for you, inhale, one breath, open up. Exhale, hands back to the earth. Right foot back to meet the left. One full breath here. Inhale, left leg is lifted. Exhale, swing it through, root it between the hands. Stay here, or if you feel stable, inhale, open up, flow with the breath. Exhale, hands to the mat. Left foot back to meet the right. Take a breath. Then inhale, coming forward into plank. Exhale, coming down towards the earth. Inhale, cobra. Not using our hands. And exhale, curl the toes under. Now press the hands into the earth and downward facing dog. Inhale, heels are lifted. Exhale, hop or walk back into standing forward fold. And we're going to stay here in the standing forward fold. You want to exaggerate the bend in the knees so the belly, chest can rest onto the thighs. You can let the arms hang heavy like a rag doll. Let that head hang heavy. Maybe shake the head yes, shake the head no lightly. Allowing extra tension to be released in our shoulders. Maybe even grabbing onto opposite elbows if that feels good. And then we can begin to straighten the legs. You don't have to, but if that feels a little bit like you would like to in your practice today, just not locking the knees, pressing those feet into the earth, upper body still hanging heavy, and taking 3 more full breaths here. An inversion, allowing our blood to come into the upper body. It's not always about handstands and headstands. We can get a lot of benefits from our inversions just from these standing forward folds and downward dog. One last breath. Releasing the arms from the elbows. Inhale, press the hands into the earth, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees, arms up overhead, hands to prayer. And exhale, widen those feet, hands to heart center. Releasing on the exhale completely and filling up on the inhale. Maybe the arms beside you for a breath or two. We'll do one more round with some stronger holds. We're going to come back a little bit. Feet are closer together. Hands to prayer or namaste. Inhale, bend the knees, arms up overhead. Here we're going to keep the arms up overhead. You can interlock those fingers, pointer fingers and thumbs pressed together, reaching to the sky. Back of the neck is strong. We're not locking the knees. And we can look straight ahead or up towards the sky. Taking 3 full breaths here, feeling those muscles activated, pressing those feet down, reaching up a little further. One more full breath here. Then inhale, bringing those hands back to prayer. And exhale, fold, standing forward fold. Take 1 breath here. Inhale, press the hands into the shins, flat back, holding here for 3 full breaths. So the crown of the head is reaching to the front of the room. The feet are flat, the knees have a micro bend in them. You can even activate those abdominals to feel the length. You can even take the hands away from the shins. Maybe you bring them onto the hips, or maybe you bring them out wide. Totally up to you. Or continue having them onto the shins. Feeling that activation in the core, the legs, the upper body. And then release. Inhale, hands on the flat back, on the shins, flat back. Exhale, press the hands into the earth, walk into downward dog. So again, the fingertips are wide, pressed into the earth, heels towards the mat. If that's too much pressure into the wrist and you want to go into dolphin on the forearms, feel free to do so. Still chest towards the thighs and still the head hanging heavy. And taking at least 3 full breaths here. Reaching those heels towards the earth. They don't need to touch, but that's the direction that we're bringing them. Chest towards the thighs, head is heavy. Evenly weight distribution between the hands. And then inhale, lift that right leg. Exhale, press down the left heel. Inhale, lift that right leg a little higher. Exhale, press down into the left. One more, inhale, right, lifted. Exhale, root into the left. Last inhale with the right leg lifted, and on the exhale, swing it through for our lunge. Again, the back knee can be onto the mat. We can stay here. Then we're going to inhale, open the heart. This time on the exhale, we're going to come down a little deeper into the lunge. Inhale, open. Exhale, hold or go down a little bit further. One more breath. Then inhale, bring those hands back to the mat. And exhale, right foot back to meet the left. Take one breath here. Then inhale, lift that left leg up off of the earth. And exhale, press that right heel towards the mat. Still conscious of our hands being nice and wide. Inhale, lift the left. Exhale, press into the right. Inhale, lift the left. Exhale, pressing into the right. Last time with the left leg lifted. Exhale, swing it through for runner's lunge. Again, back knee can be down if that feels good today. It's all about our practice. And then inhale, open the heart. Exhale, press into the lunge. Inhale. Exhale, hold or come down a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Then inhale, hands back to the earth. And exhale, left foot back to meet the right. Take a breath here. Inhale, come forward to plank and hold. I'm going to go onto my forearms as I broke my arm last year. And I like to challenge it. It's strong, but sometimes it needs a break. I honor and listen to my body, bringing the bum down a little bit just to activate that core a little further and guiding a few inhales and exhales here. One more full breath. And then slowly let the whole body melt into the earth. Pressing the hands under the shoulders, tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale. Exhale, lift the chest up off of the mat. Just feeling the activation of those muscles there in the mid-back. One more breath. And then resting one cheek onto the earth, one ear onto the mat, bringing those arms beside you, behind you. Heels are open, wide, big toes touching. And then again, inhale, look down towards the earth. We're going to keep the arms beside us. We're going to press those feet together, lifting the knees slightly up off of the mat. Inhale, and on the exhale, lift the arms and the legs up off of the mat at the same time. And we're reaching those hands up towards the sky, same direction as the toes. And we can look straight ahead or up slightly, really feeling that activation here of all those muscles in our back, our spine, even raising the chest slightly, the legs a little more, one more full breath. And then release, pressing the hands into the earth, bringing those knees mat width apart, big toes together. We're going to come into a wide-legged child's pose. So that bum's going to melt between the heels. And if you'd like, you can stack the forearms and rest your forehead there. Or you can bring your head all the way down to the earth, reaching the arms out long, taking 3 full breaths. That belly gets nice and full, can expand towards the mat on the inhale. Fully releasing the breath on the exhale. Honoring these moments of stillness. Not everything needs to be action. In fact, we get the most optimal results from balance. And then pressing those hands underneath the shoulders, slowly guiding that spine up. Bringing the knees together, melting your bum onto the earth and swinging those legs forward. We're going to take the left sole of the foot to the inside of the right leg for head to knee. And we're going to press the heel towards the front of the room and the toes towards the face. Again, you can bend the knees if needed, because what we're looking for is a flat back. So we're coming up strong and long here. You can even use a strap around the feet if that feels better for you, and then you can hold on to both sides and walk it forward. Letting the shoulders be soft, get the heart open. Inhale. On the exhale, hinge at the hips. So we're hinging here, we're not bending in the spine. And we're going to walk those hands towards the feet. And as far as we get, we're just going to release that breath. Inhale. Exhale, hinge. Inhale. Exhale, hinge a little bit further. Everybody's practice is different. Here we can begin to melt over top of our legs. So inhale. On this exhale, release and melt over top. You can bring your chin to rest into the hands. Maybe it comes all the way to the knee, as per the name, head to knee pose. Or you could bring a block, resting your head there. And just taking a few long, slow, deep breaths, lengthening out the back of those legs. Those muscles can get so tight. We honor them and release them with our breath, with our opening. Taking one more full inhale and exhale here. And then pressing hands into the earth. Inhale, slowly walking up the body. And then on the exhale, just switching out those legs. No need to rush. And bringing the right sole of the foot to the inside of the left leg. Again, pressing that left heel towards the front of the room And the toes are coming towards the chest or the face. Body is long. You can bring a strap around, again, holding both sides with one hand so that we can walk them at first for a flat back, or you can just press the fingers into the earth or hold on to the sides. We're just never pressing into the joints. First taking a breath or two here, finding our length. Then inhale. On the exhale again, hinging at the hip, either walking with the strap, even a sarong or a long piece of fabric, or just walking the hands towards the foot or along the leg, trying to keep that back flat. So even if it's just a millimeter we're moving, allowing yourself to activate here. We're not surrendering yet. Inhale. Exhale, hinge. Now you're going to fill with breath. And now we'll surrender and melt over top of this leg. And it may feel different on this side as compared to the other. Just honoring where you are today. If this feels good, resting the chin into the hands, elbows into the earth. Or maybe onto stacked hands all the way to the knee or block. Loving ourselves as we breathe that oxygen into those tight muscles in the back of the legs. They just naturally begin to loosen up. And just taking the last few breaths here, really lengthening out and opening up the back of that left leg. Staying here, heel pressed away from you, toes towards the face. And breathe. Just a few more long, slow, deep breaths. With me. And I'm just going to take a couple more breaths here now in that head to knee pose. Reaching the toes towards my face. And then pressing the hands into the earth and reaching up long. And then bringing both of those legs into a comfortable cross-legged position. Maybe removing any excess flesh from the sit bones. Coming up long. Connecting to that breath. Softening the facial muscles. Releasing that breath completely on the exhale. Feeling the energy we've created in our body for today. And taking 2 more full inhales and exhales here. And then we're just going to tuck that left heel into the right bum cheek, just on the side of it. And we're going to take that right leg and bring it over top of the left. Then you're going to take that right arm and you can bring it beside you or behind you. We're going to guide a spinal twist. Inhale, lifting that left arm to the sky. Exhale, bending that left arm, pressing the left elbow in the outside of the right knee. Squeezing those abdominals and twisting on the exhale. Inhale, reaching up long. Exhale, press, twist a little bit further. We're moving nice and slowly with our body, honoring it. few more inhales and exhales. With each exhale, the eyes come a little bit closer to the back of the room, back of your space. Maybe one last inhale and exhale here. And then on your next inhale, releasing that arm from the outside of that leg, guiding that upper body back to center, taking that right leg up off of the left, and that left leg can come out as well. Both feet are rooted. And just take a breath here. Maybe give yourself a little hug before we twist it out on the other side. And then bringing that right heel to the outside of the left thumb cheek. Right knee is forward. We're going to take that left leg over top. The outside of the right thigh. Left arm beside or behind you. My dogs are a little nutty right now. All good. Inhale, lifting the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, pressing that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Activating those abdominal muscles, squeezing them as you release the breath, and slowly twisting. On the inhale, we find stillness as we fill with breath. And on the exhale, we press and twist a little bit further. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, press and twist. Maybe 2 more full breaths. You can see that arm can remain lifted, or you can bring it down towards the earth, whatever feels good. And one last full inhale and exhale. And finishing out that twist on this side, getting that final last exhale, and then slowly coming back to center, recentering the upper body, and just allowing yourself to bring that right foot back over the left and that left foot out from under, giving yourself a nice hug. It's like wind relieving pose, but seated, maybe a little rock from side to side, showing yourself a little bit of extra love. And then guiding a small twist on one side to the neck, back to center, and bringing it over the other side, looking over the other shoulder, and coming back to center here. Releasing the hug and coming back into an easy cross-legged posture, hands on the knees, heart open, spine is long. Honoring your breath here and your stillness. Softening the facial muscles. Allowing the teeth to melt apart. Tongue to release from the roof of the mouth if it's there. Before we go into Shavasana to finish our practice today, we're going to do a few rounds of bee breath, activating some humming within, strengthening that vagal tone. Help relax and unwind after our energizing practice. And bringing the eyes or the hands over the eyes if it feels good, and you can even plug off the ears with the thumbs, feeling that vibration even further. It's just an option. So you're going to inhale through the nose, and then you're going to hum. Again, filling up on the inhale, and hum. Inhale, hum. And then slowly, if the hands are on the eyes, just removing them. Taking a breath or two, just in this comfortable, easy posture. And then slowly making your way into Shavasana to end our practice today. And allowing yourself to melt onto the floor, your mat, feet mat width apart, or even wider, feet hang open. Arms beside you, palms up or palms down, or one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Feeling the safety and the stillness of this posture. Taking a few nice, long, slow, deep breaths as you just melt a little bit deeper into the earth. Honoring both the action and the stillness, the masculine and the feminine, the inhale and the exhale, the balance of life. And staying here as long as feels comfortable for you today. We'll guide ourselves through about 5 to 10 full breaths here. Feel free to stay longer. Again, just letting everything melt, noticing those muscles again in the face if they're holding tension. Letting them softly release. Honoring any areas that might still feel tension or tightness. And guiding your breath into those areas. Letting the sound of the inhales and the exhales guide you into stillness. Not worrying about anything in the past or creating anxiety of the unknown or the future. Just being right here, right now. again, staying here as long as you like, or if you'd like to end in seated with me, just bringing some small movements back into the body. Stretching long like you're waking up first thing in the morning. And rolling over into the fetal position, using your bicep as a pillow for a breath or two. And slowly pressing your hand into the earth, guiding your way back up into seated, if that's where you'd like to be today. And thank you so much for taking this time to practice this energizing morning practice to guide you through